everyone, today we would like to present about short story Anlyze, and the title of a short story is A Rose for Emily by William Faulkner. But before that, I would like to introduce myself first, and my name is Ajeng Sugiarti, and my partners on this group is Noviyanti and also Rochmah. So let's check this out. This is the title of a short story we will analyze, and then character analyze. From the short story, we have 4 characters to analyze, and the first character is Miss Emily Gerson. Her physical appearance is a small, fat woman in black. Her skeleton was small and spare. Perhaps that was why what would have been willfulness in another was obesity in her, and she also looked blue like a body long, submerged in motionless water, and over that pallid hue, and her eyes lost in the fatty ridge of her face. And her personality is Miss Emily had been a tradition, a duty, and a care, and she's also a reclusive person, which makes her seem mysterious. And the kinds of characterization of her is round character. A round character refers to a character in fictional work with depth or a complex personality. This character type seems like lifelike to readers because they learn many details about them, such as their story, talk, emotion, and personality trait. In the story, she is a little mysterious and close, also old-fashioned. She has a personality that is quite complex because of his close nature. To make it difficult for readers to guess, but at the end of the story, emotion and personality are revealed. And the next character we will analyze is Satori Colonel. In the story, the author does not describe his physical appearance, but he has personality, and his personality is a person who has a very high self-confidence that can be seen from the way he makes up a story so that Miss Emily pays her tax. And I think he is also a kind person that can be seen from he free Miss Emily from tax after her father's death. And he is a static character. There is no change in his personality from the beginning to the end of the story. He is a figure who can quickly find solution and is quite good. And the next, we have Homer Baron. Homer Baron, his physical appearance is a Yankee, a big, dark, ready man with a big voice and eyes lighter than his face. And her personality is a gregarious nature and good sense of humor. And he is a static character. Static character is a type of character who remains largely the same throughout the course of the storyline. Their environment may change, but they retain the same personality and outlook as they had at the beginning of the story. And this story, he is a person who has a good sense of humor and is liked by many people. From the beginning of the story to the end, his character and personality have not changed. And the next, we have Toby. Toby is Emily's servant. His appearance, his physical appearance is he is the old Negro. He also has a voice that sounds mute and hoarse like a never used voice. And her personality is he is a hard worker, calm, and has a high concern, especially to Miss Emily. And he is a bad character. A bad character is a character with little to no complex emotion, motivation, or personality. They also don't undergo any kind of change to make them more well-rounded. He is someone who has a calm personality. And the next, we have Mr. Grierson, also known as Miss Emily Fathers. In the story, the author does not describe his physical appearance, but he has personality, and his personality is very assertive personality, likes to control someone, that is Miss Emily, for the exam. And his static character, his assertive and controlling nature has had a considerable influence on the public's perspective on Miss Emily, is the result of her father's character.
Let's move to the plot analyze. In the plot analyze, there are exposition. Character Miss Emily, who is in the spotlight of the local community. The news that Miss Emily, who is a mysterious figure in her life, has died. Setting: Mrs. Emily house at her funeral. When Miss Emily Gerson died, our Walton went to her funeral. The man showed a sort of respectful affection for a fallen monument. The predicted or upcoming problems. People who are curious about Mrs. Emily. The woman mostly out of curiosity to see the inside of her house, which no one except an old man servant, a combined gardener, and cook had seen in at least 10 years. Let's move to raising action. Cell versus city government. On the first of the year, they mailed her attack notice. February came, and there was no reply. They wrote her a formal letter, asking her to call at the sheriff's office at her convenience. A week later, the mayor wrote her himself, offering to call or to send his car for her, and received in reply a note on paper of a caricature and a ten of following calligraphy invited in, to the effect that she no longer went out at all. The tag notice was also enclosed without comment. Evidence: the unpaid tax bill Mrs. Emily, and then society versus self. After her father's death, she went out very little. After her with her went away, people hardly saw her at all. A few of the ladies had the temerity to call, but were not received. Just as if any man could keep a kitchen properly, the lady said. A neighbor, a woman, complained to the mayor, Judge Stephen, 80 years old. Why? Send her word to stop it, the woman said. Is not there a law? Kinds of conflict of story. Evidence: a city view of the mansion and Mr. Emily. Let's move to the climax. Identify the climax. The climax began when Mrs. Emily and Mr. Homer Baron, who held a close relationship, the development of their relationship, which gave rise to a new view of the local community about Mrs. Emily. Falling action. The falling action begins when Emily dies and her body is buried. The townfolk opens a room that region above their star which no one had seen in 40 years. Resolution. Identify the story's end. The story's end with those who found the body of a man lying on a bed in a fleshless state. They also found a long strand of mammalian hair, which is its belief that Mrs. Emily always lay beside the dead man's body.
Okay, I would like to continue this analyze, and this is the symbol and allegory analyze. We have the symbols from the short story, and the first symbol is the rose. Roses are often expressed as affection. A rose for Emily means affection or love, referring to the sweet thorns, which means Emily never got because of her picky father. And the second symbol is the home. Home is often interpreted as a place that knows about every moment of a person's life. The house here describes the life journey of Miss Emily, who was happy when she was young with her family, then fell down as a result of the life she's lived. And the next, we have Emily's hair as the symbol from the short story, and the meaning from the symbol is her hair express her emotion throughout the story. After her father's death, she cut her hair short as an expression of freedom for her life, even though she never found her happiness. And in addition, the change in color of Emily's hair also expressed that her emotion had died. And next we have the pocket watch and the stationery. Both symbolize time in the story. In this case, there is a change in time from the past to the future. And the last, we have arsenic and lime. Both symbolize bad intention, where Miss Emily used arsenic to eliminate Mr. Baron, and the smell of orange sprinkled on to get rid of the smell is a food thing to do because the surrounding don't pay attention to it. And the next, we have the allegory analyze. The allegory, we have the townspeople. That means from the various perception of society in the story, it describes a social situation that always denies everything that is wrong and prefers to find reason to fight it. And in addition, it also describes the phenomenon of society who has perception according to what he sees only.
And the last conclusion, the term tradition versus change. Emily herself is a tradition. She stays the same despite the changes in her community. And then, the power of death. Emily was deadly living. The house was haunted with death. She has love for the dead bodies. She loved her father. She wanted to keep his dead body. She also killed Homer. She wanted to keep him by preserving his dead body near her. So this is from us, and I would like to thank you for the attention and for your time, and see you in the next video.